Diplomat goes missing and PW's dream vision. Greetings, trust you are well. This is a dream I had on the morning of the 4th of June 2020. I am not sure if I have mentioned this before in previous videos. One way I know I have had a message dream is that the amount of sleep I have is usually cut by 2 to 3 hours, that is to say my sleep is interrupted by them. I have been praying extensively for a dream vision and believe this is it. This is a strange but telling dream. I am looking over Europe from above. I am looking over Europe, mainly focusing on the countries around Germany. I see a diplomat or someone high up in politics goes missing. Russia is blamed for the assassination or kidnapping of this individual. It is a high-profile person. I see the man is wearing a suit. I see this antagonizes Russia and brings things to a boiling point. I see Russia now creeping closer and right on Europe's doorstep, ready to invade at any moment. I then see this same person who the media is making out has been assassinated or kidnapped by the Russians. He now appears, as if he suddenly appears from an underground network in America. In the central part of North America. He just suddenly appeared in America. He surfaces in America and this is released to the world, but the collateral damage of this fallout will be very large and significant. I then find myself on a corner of a road in England. On a bicycle riding past me is Prime Minister Boris Johnson. He stops to talk to me, I begin talking to him and I find myself in a tunnel, a very large tunnel. The opening looks like a tunnel used for trains to go through. It was old, built many decades ago. While we are busy talking, Boris Johnson begins putting on armor. He puts on what looks like medieval body armor and a metal helmet and then he says to me, the PWs, something about PWs, but I do not know what he is saying. In the dream I call out, what does PW mean? The words came to me, Polish weapons. So something to do with Poland comes to the forefront again. I then see cannons being rolled out. In this tunnel are cannons. They are being rolled out and moved to the northern part of the country, towards Scotland, but then I see them being placed all around the island. These cannons looked old, but they only look old because the sophistication of the weaponry is of such a new nature that there is no way to make the weapons look aesthetically pleasing. I see these weapons are being rolled out for a potential airstrike or planes flying over the island. The battle armor being put on, the cannons rolling out, indicates they are preparing now for something from Russia. A battle is looming closer now. This will all come about when this person in Europe either goes missing or Russia gets the blame for the assassination. The attempts to pin it on Russia will fail because the person appears suddenly in America. Now this is a strange one. Sometimes these dreams can appear very logical, but the only way to know is for the event to play out and then match it with the dream. Now I want to quickly talk about South Africa and events unfolding. So you see the news now about all the virus thing coming out about Dr. Fauci. Do you remember I told you, the media will collapse? The news, the entire mainstream media will collapse in the West and be replaced by a new media. When it collapses, the first country put in the spotlight, Ramaphosa, will be terrified when this happens, likely be pushed out of the ANC or worse. Their play is over, they are now on the world stage. We are getting close to this event. This dream has been on my mind daily since I had it. When this thing with the virus broke, I had a feeling it would be this event. My suggestion to my fellow countrymen, do not hand in your weapons. The entire purpose of a government is to govern. If the government cannot keep the electricity on, if they cannot maintain roads, train lines, criminals, nor have proper policing, then the government, according to international standards, has gone from being a government to being a tyrant and also not worthy of being called a government, because they can no longer govern, and in that case, they are then simply acting like a parasitic creature who has sucked you dry. Eugene Terreblanche gave a very stern warning, and one could even say prophecy. He said, when the milk runs out, when the cow has been milked to death, then they will come to slaughter the cow. South Africa is out of milk, it is out of time. If whites must be disarmed, then so should the police and all the bodyguards of the politicians. No, this all comes about just a short while after the traditional praying to their ancestors, which I told you is part of a war move. It is how they go to war, when they all at once go to the traditional leaders to bring up and pray to their spiritual ancestors. They are not doing so for peace. Peace can only come through Jesus Christ. This fulfills another vision I had in 2016, a great spiritual battle will take place in the sky. In the heavens, it will be a terrible battle. The spirits around South Africa are very, very strong. I saw the heavenly beings come through a portal and fight with spirits over South Africa. The demonic forces were winning, and then Christ's face appeared. I heard the Almighty make a loud shout, and on that day, I saw the demonic spirits being blown away, moving westwards. If it was not for the Almighty's direct involvement on that day, the heavenly beings would have lost. It was after this spiritual battle had been won in the sky that it will be won physically on the ground. Put on your armor of God, come as one nation, one people, pray to the Almighty to intervene. All hope, all future, everything and all things and all salvation can only come about through Jesus Christ. It is only by turning your backs on the West will you achieve true freedom. Freedom from man, from governments, from institutions and corporations can and will only come about when you bend your knee. You can either bend your knee now or be forced to bend your knee in the future. The choice is yours, but freedom only comes through the Almighty. Make peace with one another. I see so many of our people are still infighting. I see they argue today as if it were in the early 90s when we had a government. They discuss battles that took place 100 years ago while talking about the women and children who died a century ago, while our women and children face the greatest threat. This is all because they refuse to admit defeat. You admit defeat when you will not call upon the Almighty. In the previous dream vision from April 2021, I told you wheat and sugar were the keys to the getting ready for the famine. Food prices have made the largest increases in decades. Get prepared. The storm is not over. The government wanting to take the weapons falls in line with the National Democratic Revolution. It comes about when they shut down the economy and the IMF. The lifelines of financial credit come from the IMF, which the ANC got during the lockdowns. Now part of the agreement was to put the entire country and all the assets on the line, hence this is all coming about. When they postpone this election, should they do that, then it will more than likely be announced that they will take the land, so we know they are going to enforce this pretty soon. It ties into world events taking place right now. The seer mentioned an election which will not come to pass, and then things go astray. I believe the Zulu king was taken out. If you look at the evidence, there is no chance that the king, along with his heirs to his throne, his 2 children were killed 2 years back, and no one has ever been brought to justice for this. This all tells me this has all been planned for a very long time. So when you connect the dots of what has happened, what's going on, and then taking the seer's words, and you can see where this all is going. Prepare, protect yourselves, be safe and stay strong. Call upon the Almighty. Remember, you may be a minority, but one with God is a majority, and when the nation bend their knee, as a nation you will have the mightiest army by your side. For your God will protect you and be at your side. Turn your back on the world, the politics, bend thy knee and look up, call upon the Almighty and His hosts, and may you be safe, stay safe, and may the Almighty bless you. Bless this nation, and may we rise up once again. Praise the Almighty.